Hey, welcome back to YT Finance, and this is the channel where I went to business school so you didn't have to, and today we are talking about Nano Dimension's NNDM stock and how they are set to absolutely crush their future revenue projections according to analysts. Then we're going to talk about Palantir Technologies PLTR stock and how the numbers that Palantir Technologies is set to grow into, specifically for the big data and analytics market, is so impressive that Palantir Technologies is trading at a fantastic discount right now, and we will also be going over the latest analyst price projections for the PLTR stock. After that, we're going to talk about SoFi Technologies, ticker symbol SOFI, because a huge catalyst is coming up this week that we don't want to miss, and this could cause great price action and price appreciation in the SOFI stock price. So if you want more Nano Dimension stock news, more Palantir stock news updates, or more SoFi stock price predictions, remember to go and smash the like button right now, subscribe if you are new, comment your thoughts down below on Nano Dimension, Palantir, or SoFi Technologies, and without further ado, let's get right into today's stories. So as you can see, Nano Dimension has already surged over 8% today because of the release of this fantastic news, which are their approximated revenues that they're supposed to bring in for the fourth quarter and the entire year for 2021. For the fourth quarter of 2021, they're set to bring in $7 million, which is extremely impressive because for the entire year, they are only set to bring in around $10 million. So they have literally created 70% of their overall yearly revenue in just one quarter, and this tells us that they are scaling their revenues very well because of the multitude of acquisitions that they have performed. For quarter four of 2020, this implies that the revenue growth has increased for Nano Dimension to $7 million, which equates to around a 255% increase, as well as a 420% increase over quarter three of 2021, and for the full year, they have increased year over year 194%, particularly for their revenue growth. Now, I do want to point out that although Nano Dimension is an industry-leading additive manufacturer of electronic devices, printed electronics, high-performance electronic devices, and micro additive manufacturing, so basically they are an industry leader in 3D printing electronics, these financial results are actually unaudited right now. These are not the official results that are going to come in. These are just the current projections from an unaudited source. However, they are going to be audited right now. This is just the beginning stages of what these forecasts actually represent. And if Nano Dimension can actually deliver an increase of anywhere between 194% all the way up to 420% year over year for the prior year or even a prior quarter, this would be very impressive. And as we see, investors are very excited about this because the NNDM stock price has already surged more than 8%. Now, besides the fact that these are unaudited numbers and that these can change, I also want to bring up the amount of cash and cash equivalents that they have on their balance sheet right now. Currently, the current deposits and short-term investments along with liquid cash on their balance sheet stands at $1.355 billion. The reason why this is extremely important for investors to know is that the entire company actually trades at a market cap below $1.355 billion, which means that this is an incredible value stock to buy right now. The current NNDM stock price hovers around $3.63 currently, and the high end, low end, and average price target for the NNDM stock price, according to one analyst, is $10 per share. I wish more analysts would cover NNDM stock so we could get a better range of various price targets from various institutions and analysts, but right now we only have one to work off of, and that's $10. Their overall market cap is only $910.16 million. So again, the company literally has more value on their balance sheet than what investors think that the company is overall worth. At minimum, this market cap should be hovering at around $1.35 billion. So again, this is a fantastic value play. And if these revenue estimates from an unaudited source are actually correct, this could just feed the fire of the overall stock price and really ignite it so it can start uptrending again. Now I want to go over and talk about Palantir Technologies PLTR stock. If you didn't know, Palantir Technologies is a big data and analytics company, and its ticker symbol is PLTR, and it serves both commercial enterprises as well as government clients. What's this current stock price trading at right now, and And why are analysts becoming more bullish on Palantir stock? Well, over the last month, one analyst has given Palantir Technologies a buy rating. One analyst said that the company is overweight. 5 analysts recommended a hold rating, and this is the consensus for the stock, that people should hold PLTR. But we do have strong selling pressure from institutions and analysts, because 4 analysts say that this stock should be a sell and that investors should sell the stock. Currently, Palantir's PLTR shares trades for $13.55. The low-end price target is $15 per share. The average price consensus among analysts is $21 per share, and the high-end price prediction is $25 per share. If we go over here, we can also see that many people are very bullish on Palantir shares because of its overall market, and that includes the technology market, the AI and machine learning market, the big data market, and the analytics market all in one, because Palantir has multiple segments and they have their finger in all of these different markets and technologies. Palantir is most known for their government clients and the government agencies that they serve, such as the FBI, CIA, NSA, and many other government agencies, and their government revenues represents a large portion of their overall revenues that they brought in for the year, of around 59%, because their overall revenues are projected to come in at around $1.1 billion. However, their much newer commercial segment, which is what I'm extremely bullish on, represents around 40% of their overall revenues, and it's had less time to mature compared to their government segment, and it's already increased and attained around 46% more customers in the third quarter. The overall market for Palantir is gigantic. Right now, it's estimated that close to 44 zettabytes of data is being produced today, with about 2.5 quintillion bytes of data being produced every day. However, this number is expected to grow all the way to 463 exabytes by the middle of the decade. Now, if you don't know what this means that the amount of data is going to exponentially increase, therefore the market opportunity for Palantir will also increase, which will lead to Palantir scaling their revenues, and therefore the stock price should go up based on investor sentiment for the overall company. So this is fantastic news. Palantir's commercial platform is also extremely impressive because of how smart it is and how technologically advanced it is compared to their competitors. Just giving one example, Palantir uses their Foundry platform to help Airbus create various aircrafts. For instance, the Airbus A350 consists of around 5 million parts, and that is assembled by hundreds of teams in 4 countries across the world. And the coordination and data interpretation that needs to take place for this to happen is exactly what Palantir is made for, which is why Airbus is a huge contributor and a huge customer of Palantir Technologies. But Palantir doesn't just serve Airbus. They serve more than 100 airlines in total, with around 9,000 aircrafts worldwide. Foundry is also deeply involved in many other segments besides aviation, such as energy, transportation, financial services, healthcare services, and they're even being involved in cryptocurrencies, because they recently have found that their Foundry platform can be very beneficial for cryptocurrency exchanges. So Palantir is constantly evolving, and they are distributing their technology to new segments and new customers, which is expanding their revenues, which is eventually going to lead them to profitability. However, Palantir does have competition in the form of Booz Allen Hamilton, CACI, Snowflake, Amazon's Web Services, and Boeing subsidiary Norris, and also Splunk. And I still think Palantir holds their own against these companies, but there is a huge customer discrepancy between Palantir and some of these other companies. For instance, Palantir reported around 200 commercial clients in the third quarter, but if we compare that to Snowflake, Snowflake has around 5,400 commercial clients, and this has increased their revenues year over year by 110%. If we look at another comparable company such as Splunk, Splunk has obtained around 635 customers, and this has gained them around a 75% revenue increase. Wall Street currently anticipates that the analytics and data specialist, specifically talking about Palantir Technologies, will triple its revenues, or more than triple its revenues, by 2025 by obtaining revenues of around $3.3 billion. However, other analysts actually think that Palantir could bring in around $4 billion by 2025. This also includes around $1.3 billion in earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization, also known as the EBITDA. This has led some bullish analysts to have an average price target for the PLTR stock at around $23 per share, which would give investors, if they invested into the company right now, around 78% upside, which is absolutely fantastic. But what about SoFi Technologies, ticker symbol SOFI? If you didn't know, SoFi Technologies is a fintech company, and their main goal is to have a one-stop shop app for anything that you need relating to finance. Just like Palantir Technologies, SoFi stock has also pulled back, and they have just reached a new 52-week low of around $10.51. And analysts are trying to make sense of this stock pullback because the current company is continuously growing, and nothing fundamentally about the company has really changed. That's why some other analysts are also extremely bullish on this company, including multiple institutions. For instance, we have Rosenblatt Securities, which currently has a buy rating for the SOFI stock with a price target of around $25 per share, which would indicate around 107% upside if you invested in the stock right now, and these price targets are 12-month price targets, so over the span of 12 months, you could easily double your money according to this institution. Another company such as Citigroup also has a buy rating for SoFi Technologies, and they have a price target of $20 per share, which would imply around 66% upside if you decided to invest right now. Wedbush, which is another very respected institution, also echoes Citigroup's price target of $20, and they also give SoFi stock a buy rating. Other institutions have lower price targets, but also issue a buy rating for SoFi Technologies. The low-end price target that I normally like to find is either $16 to $17, which would still give investors around 41% upside from the stock's current price. The median stock price target, according to analysts, still gives investors fantastic upside opportunity, with it coming in at $20 per share, while the high-end estimate is around $28 and the low-end estimate coming in at around $16. However, despite this, the stock could easily increase 70%. But what is going to take the stock price this high? Well, luckily, SoFi has a huge catalyst coming up, and it's the Super Bowl, because the Super Bowl is being held at SoFi Stadium. SoFi and what the company does, as well as their logo, is going to be in customers' faces the entire game. So this is going to be great publicity for not only the stock, but also the company as a whole, and I think this is going to be a great marketing opportunity for the company that is going to help them increase their overall memberships and increase their overall revenues, and thus this should increase stock price and hopefully help them attain profitability. So this is the catalyst that could make SoFi stock stop downtrending and actually start to appreciate now. So getting in at the current stock price of around $10 could be a fantastic buying opportunity for long-term investors. However, I'm not saying that the stock price couldn't continuously fall after the Super Bowl. I'm just saying that this could be a catalyst that may cause a reversal in the stock price. But regardless, even if it does keep falling, it just gives people a better investing opportunity into this company. But I want to hear your thoughts. Comment down below who you think is going to win with the Super Bowl. And I also want to hear what you think about Palantir Technologies, Nano Dimension, and SoFi Technologies. Comment your thoughts down below. Remember to like this video if you haven't already, subscribe if you are new, and I will see you in the next YT video.